Hi, in this video we're going to discuss a thought experiment in physics called quantum immortality. Basically, quantum immortality, if it is correct, means that you will live forever. The idea of quantum immortality comes from the wider interpretation of quantum mechanics called the many worlds interpretation, which was first proposed by Hugh Everett. And interestingly, Hugh Everett thought that the many worlds interpretation would mean that he would be immortal. In the many worlds interpretation, every quantumly random thing that happens, for example, where an electron appears or disappears from, creates a new universe in which the inverse is possible. This would basically act as a logical reason for why quantum randomness exists. I think it's important to say that quantum immortality is nowhere near a proved concept. It's just a funny thought experiment based on one interpretation of quantum mechanics. However, I think it's a very interesting one nonetheless. The way quantum immortality would work, you would need to play Russian roulette. This would be no ordinary game of Russian roulette, because in this case your gun would need to be triggered by some random quantum event, and let's say you have one bullet in the gun with 6 chambers, and you fire the gun 500 times and you spin the chamber in between. The chance of you surviving is so unbelievably small that if you do, you basically know that quantum immortality is real and you will live forever, basically. Now, after you've played that game of Russian roulette and you've miraculously survived, it doesn't mean every single version of you has. For example, in every world where you did die, the version of you is gone, so you can't experience the consciousness of that version of you. So the only version which your consciousness prevails is the one which you survive in, every single time. And from your conscious experience, you're just going to have survived. You won't be able to experience the death of all the other copies of yourself. And also you would know that the interpretation of quantum mechanics, which is the many worlds theory, is the correct interpretation, which would be a massive breakthrough in physics as well as you still living. Now, some other interpretations of the many worlds theory don't just make it so that for every quantum event it creates a new branch, but for every event you make as well, it creates 2 different universes, one where you do the action, one where you don't do the action. And this has led some people to believe in not just quantum immortality, but absolute immortality. So in this scenario, for every version of you which makes an action and dies, there is some version of you which doesn't make that action and lives, and therefore your consciousness is only present in the version which lives. So from your experience, you have lived.